Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Rabbi Sai, it's not to be believed. Not to be believed. Unbelievable. We had an amazing trip. We saw unbelievable things, from the lions, the leopard, everything. And we're on our final game drive, which is supposed to last about 3 hours. And we drove, can't make this thing up. We drove 2 hours and we saw zero. And we're driving. And the story goes as follows. Mo Landy, the one who started the whole thing to learn on a plane, he says, if I see a cheetah kill, I'm donating $1,000 to MDY. So then,
correct.
He says, I'm donating $9,000 to MDY for the kill towards the Gemaras, the next Masechta. Says, I'm going to give 1,000. I forgot who else.
Yossi Klein.
Yossi Klein. They're all in the same Jeep. To make a long story short,
it's going for the kill. Got it. Wow. Wow.
kill, guys.
Wow. Oh, we're going off-road, baby. He's going off-road. We're all going to see it.
We were there for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, in front of everybody, and here's the nace. Every single one of the people on the trip was there, because the entire trip, you had 3 Jeeps that saw the lion, 3 Jeeps saw something else, what this guy saw, this guy didn't see. This is the first time Be'emes, the first time in the entire trip, that all 7 Jeeps were lined up, and we didn't have to wait more than 5 minutes, and we all saw the cheetah running after an impala and catching it, which our driver said that he's been here for 60 days. He did trips for 60 days. This is the first time he's seen it this year. And people like Mendy Birevach, who've been on dozens and dozens of safaris, have never seen a kill. It's very, very rare. And we saw the tremendous Siyata Shemaya, especially Siyata Shemaya for Yossi Klein, who worked so hard. And he wanted it to be perfect, and Baruch gave him a gift. That his trip was perfect, should be perfect, and every single person. That was the last thing that we saw. Because we're here now, we stopped to daven and to eat, and we're going straight to the airport. So that's how we finished. If it would have been the first thing we saw, it would have ruined the whole trip, because then everything from there is downhill. The best thing is like the dessert. So that's instead of all the emails. Maybe we'll even put the clip of it, what we saw. What other Nissim?
The driver in our Jeep told us he asked to see the video because he'd never seen it.
The drivers were so excited. They literally... And we could have seen a lion killed, which is very, very cautious. We could have seen a leopard killed, but I think, and I spoke to the cheetah kill, because he's so fast. He's the quickest animal in the world. He was running at about 65 miles an hour, 70. To see that, and the speed that he did it, and then we saw him eating, and the baby, the kid was eating. It's unbelievable.
And until today, we didn't even really get a good image of the cheetah at all.
Yeah, and this is the first, and the cheetah came right by our Jeep because it was using our Jeeps as cover, so we were able to see it literally 1 foot away from our Jeep. The whole thing was siyata d'shmaya.
They said there hasn't been one in the area since December, a kill. Since
December, a kill. And the whole area, it was this. I knew it was going to happen, and this is all MDY. And then at least another 10
rain.
Jeeps heard about it and they came.
We didn't have
siyata
rain.
d'shmaya. So let's learn one little piece of Gemara to start it off here with the background here live in the Serengeti. So Chacham tell Rebbe Akiva, I don't understand. How are you telling me that the shear of breaking a Shevuah is a culture? Where in the Torah do you find such a thing? You can see the chart right over here. An ant. All these charts of Namala. An ant. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Here, zoom in right here. We do live here. Mark, right here. Come here. You see it? By my finger? Or by me? It's like Rav Chaim Kanievsky. This is Mamish Rabbi said Meister Rav Chaim Kanievsky. He's talking about the mullah, and here it is. First ant, you didn't see it. The mullah, Brio, Shani. Oh, so the mullah is not a kazayas, and you're over if you eat a mullah, at least 5 lavin, right? We said. I don't remember anymore. Oh, that's different because it's a complete creature, and a complete creature, you're chayev even on a smaller shear than kazayis. As the Gemara Varei Hegdish. What about Hegdish? You don't need your chayev a carbon even on less than a kazayis. Oh, that's different. Habin and Shavar Pruta. To be moyal, in order to be over Mi'ila, to use something from the Beis Hamikdash and to be chayev a carbon and to pay the chaymesh, it has to be something that's worth a pruta. The shear is different, not a kazayis but a pruta. Varei Mefarish. What if somebody says specifically, I'm making a shvuah that I won't eat a half a kazayis? Here, I found in the Torah something that's Yechayev on less than half a kazayis. Says Gemara, no, Mefarish Nami Kibriya Dami. It makes the chashuv, it's Yachshevei. Says Rashi, you're considering it something chashuv, so therefore you're over on that. So I guess we should stop right over here, and we'll continue later on in a more formal location. Yishukayach for listening. All right, everybody, I will just trying this out. A 2-minute cheer as a steward. As the Gemara Varei Afar, we're talking about if a person is chayiv on a kol shehu. What it says, what about dirt? If a person said a shvuah that he's not going to eat dirt, won't eat dirt. So, since it's not edible, there's no shear, so even pachos, a kol shehu should also be chayiv. But on the other hand, he said, I'm not going to eat, and eating is a desires. And as we're going to see later on today, Rava has the question, and from here we have an answer. Maybe should the boy Rava. So over here we have an answer for Rava. No one. Shevuos sheleimah for you can see Yoshi did here, right above me, right here in these cheers, right over here. There's a nice chart where Yoshi shows a restaurant where people order dirt.
A bowl of dirt? Are you sure?
If this guy says, I want some dirt, it's chayav, and he made a shvuah, I'm not going to eat dirt. He has a dirt problem. He swears that he's not going to eat dirt that day, and he eats. Shevuos sheleimah for Bikama. How much? Is it a mash or it's kazayis? They should have to eat kazayis. Oh, what says here? I mean, we need the Baruch kilo. This whole question that the Chachamim tell Rebbe Akiva, where do you see in the Torah something that is an isser to eat the kol shehu? We're talking about regular food. Dirt is not food. And the male is not a kasha from dirt. Parnasa is up. So we'll start later on when we were able to hear the shir. We'll start from here. Parnasa. Shkoya. And now we're going to do a little bit in Hebrew so you don't feel left out. Rabbi Sai, we are here in Nairobi in this gorgeous, gorgeous shul. We're going to learn some Torah. I wonder if that song was ever sung in this beautiful shul. I wonder if a lot of the beautiful songs were ever sung here. The community here, the Jewish community, is very, very small, and it's very difficult to live in Nairobi. Rabbi said we're holding in the middle of a sugya, and we all have to run to the airport very, very soon, so we have to be mizdaras and make a very, very quick shir. I'm going to cut the emails, stories, jokes, and pshat. We're just going to read. What about a kainam? Also, if you're telling me there's no such thing as in the Torah that something has a mashu yichayev, kainam, the mashu yichayev. Says Gemara, kainam is nami, k'mefarish domi, kainam, which is a neder, is also as if you said specifically that you make a neder that if you're going to eat something less than a shear, you're chayev. Omar lahen. So Rabbi Kiva says, or maybe carbon, maybe carbon. Where do you see such a thing that somebody speaks and brings a carbon? The law asked the Gemara of what about a person who makes fun of the Rebbeinu Shloilom, midaber va'oiser kamrinon. So a person who is megadef the Rebbeinu Shloilom, he's chayiv to bring a carbon, but that's different. It's not making anything asur, says the Gemara. The Gemara answers, we're talking about something that becomes asur through your speech. A megadef is a sinner. Says the Gemara of Ari Nazir. Person speaks, he says, I am a Nazir, and through that he has to bring a carbon at the end of his Naziros. Says the Gemara, maybe carbon al dibur carbon. We're talking about somebody who brings a carbon because of his speech. Maybe carbon, and this person, this Nazir, the reason why he brings a carbon is to become mutter to drink wine. Through your words, you make something a hegdish, and if you use it, you have to bring a carbon. Says the Gemara, we're talking about a person who makes something also to only one person, himself. But a magdish, he makes a hegdish for everybody in the world. Ask the Gemara, it's like hegdish. Says Gemara, no. In fact, he holds like the Mandama. It says there's no mi'ila. It's not real hegdish. It's maybe asur ba'ana, but it's not because of hegdish. Amarov. Machlokes between Rabbi Kiva and Chachamim who say, what's the machlokes? Person makes a Shevuos, he's not going to eat, and he ends up eating a kolshu. Is he chayiv or not? Rabbi Kiva says yes. Machlokes b'stam. Avo b'mefaresh, but if a person says, I make a Shevuos, I won't eat a half a kazayis, Duvie akol b'kolshu, everybody agrees that even less than a kazayis, you're chayiv on my taima, mefarish nami kibriya domi. When you specify what it is, it's a half a shear, that's like a whole bria, like we discussed already. An ant is a whole bria, and for that you're chayiv. When a person says specifically, I won't eat, but if a person says, when a person says, I won't taste, so that's very interesting. Many times people use different lashonos. I won't taste this, and what they don't really mean I won't taste. They won't put it on their tongue. They mean I won't eat. So the Gemara says, Shita, why would I think that tasting, you'd have to eat a whole kazayis? Tasting means like a chef. He takes a little spoonful and he eats, he tastes. That itself should be chayiv. Now the same, maybe it's just the lashon b'nei adam. They say, oh, I'm going to taste, I'm not going to taste. And really what he means is a full kazayis. No, tasting means a mashu. The whole machlokes of a mashu, not a mashu, is when a person swears and makes a shvuah. Is when he makes a neder, everybody agrees that there's no shear of kazayis, it's even a small amount. Why? Because he never mentioned the word achila. Since he doesn't say the word achila, it's not about eating, it's more like a neder on an object in farish dam. It's as if he specified, and he said even less than a kazayis. Meisveh. Mara says, says in the Brayso that if a person makes a neder on a loaf of bread and another neder on a loaf of bread, so for each loaf of bread, you take a half a kazayis from here, and half a kazayis from here, from the two loaves, half a kazayis from each, Together they become a kazayis. What's the bam kasha? Why do you need a kazayis? We just said that when it comes to kinamais, even less than a kazayis is something that you're over on. Says Gemara, my time kinamis nami kiven the loiko magic sorry. Meisvei shnei kinamis mitzdarf. Shtei Shevuos ein mitzdarfos, but two different Shevuos oaths not mitzdarf. Meir oimer kinamis k'Shevuos. Meir says, and we have to remember this because we're going to switch it. He says a koinam, which is a neder, is like a Shevuah. Just like a Shevuah is not mitzdarf, so to a neder is not mitzdarf. You can't take two breads and put them together. And if you're right, that even a small, minute amount, you're also chayiv if you break the koinam. Why do I need to take two breads and take a half a kazayis from here, half a kazayis there? And totally you have a kazayis, even a mashu, you should be chayiv. Says Gemara, I'll tell you why, because it's a different case. Once you stick in the word achila, then it changes it completely, and now you need a real achila of kazayis. So therefore, you need a half a kazayis from here and half a shear from there. You don't need that amount, but as long as you get a total of a kazayis. So if zilahacha like a shur, zilahacha like a shur, why should there be a tzirov? At the end of the day, if you look at each bread individually, each bread you didn't have a full kazayis, only a half a kazayis, let's say. Why should they come together? Tikavasa says Gemara. Why? Very simple. We got to change it again. Because he said, this is where the YouTube slow speed comes into. I never understood why there's a YouTube slow speed. 5 speed I get, but slow speed here. This is why. Sometimes you give a shear very, very fast. You slow it down a little bit on the replay, and then you can understand. Huh? Rainy day Kenya. Got it. Alright, so check this out. It's raining outside. It could have rained the same way in the Serengeti, and it didn't. The only time it rained for 3 minutes so that the male lion should get up and get off his big rock and come down to our jeeps and then bite it. Okay, says Gemara. The Kavasoga B'Shvu is the Omer. So again, the Omer Achila B'Shteim Alei Kohanim uses an interesting lashon. He says, "I won't eat from both of them together." So the Gemara says, "The Kavasoga B'Shvu Nami Shvu is the Omer Shvu Shlei Oichem Shteyam." So then you have to say it's 1 for 1. So if that's the lashon by Kohanim, that's the lashon by Shevuah. If that's the lashon by Shevuah, how come by Shevuah we said they don't combine together? The two breads don't combine. He said before, Achila Mishteyam. Amayim Mitzdarfim. Omer Rav Pinchas Shani Shvuis Metoich Shechalukas Chatois. Mitzdarfos. Says Rav Pinchas, and I don't have the Rashi in front of me. I cut it out. It should be on a chart. But I do have the Rashi. I'm going to read it. I don't have a chart, but I'm going to read the Rashi inside because Rashi explains it beautifully. Rashi says as follows. When on Amud Beis, we're probably not going to, I'm going to stop a little earlier than usual because we don't have time. So I'm going to stop way before the end. By the Mishnah, it's a very, very easy Mishnah, so we'll do it tomorrow, and then I see on Shabbos a short daf, so Be'ez Hashem, we'll catch up. But right now we have to make a flight, so it says in the Mishnah, and Rashi brings it, that if the person says, I make a shvuah that I won't eat whole wheat bread, and I won't eat rye bread, and he eats from each one, he's chayiv 2 karbanos, even though it's one shvuah, it's one helam, it's one awareness, and 2 loaves of bread, because he split them apart. Now it seems like because they're different, but no. The reason is because he made them individuals. It says Rashi, when a person, you have to bring 2 separate korbanos. If he ate each one, eat from each one of kazayis, and one awareness, has to bring 2 korbanos. It's not like come on, as we're going to see tomorrow. I guess tomorrow, different types of bread. And he ate all 3. He would be chayiv 3 korbanos. We've seen in law of Torah's Kahanim. We learn it from a pasuk. The person says, "I'm not going to eat from these 2 breads, even though they're identical. It's considered 2 separate shvuos, 2 korbanos. Therefore, if it's 2 different korbanos, they can't come together. It's like 2 different things. It's like eating chazer and chaylev. Yes, they're 2 different korbanos, and they do not combine together. It's considered 2 shvuos. Says the Gemara. So that's Rav Pinchas' side, which the Gemara is going to say he argues on. Again, since by a shvuah, which is different than a kainam, they are divided. The 2 loaves of bread are divided for a chatas. They're 2 separate chatas, so you can't put them together for an achila. Each one is individual, so a half a kazayis from here, half a kazayis from here, don't combine to be 1 kazayis. Says the Gemara. Yachi, Reb Meir Omer Konamis Kishvuos. What do you tell me that Reb Meir says that a kohen is like a shvuah? Bishlam shvuos chayil b'chalukas chatois. What do you mean a kohen is like a shvuah? No, shvuah is special. This is pasuk that tells you that you can't combine them because they're separate for a chatas. Elo konamis amay loy. But konamis, why not? Why can't you put them together? April, you're right. Reb Meir Omer shvuos kikonamis. Not kohenim like a shvuah, but a shvuah is like a kohenim. Now we're doing a mamish punkt verkehrt. Just like a kohenim is mitzdaref, a shvuah is mitzdaref. A second ago we said, just like a shvuah is not mitzdaref, a kohenim is not mitzdaref. Now we're saying, no, but less late, Pinchas, and he doesn't hold of this business that just because a shvuah is separate for a chatas, it should be separate for an achila. It's not. When do we say that a kol shehu eating a kol shehu by a kohenim you're chayav? That's only for getting malchus. Kitanya hi the inyan karban. Over there, there's an isur of lo yachel, so and that's meila karban. For that, not mitzvah. Why? The beino shopra. I'm sorry, not this mitzvah. A kolshu. There's no kolshu. Why? You need a pruta. Says the Gemara. Lememra. We're all the new guys. The busy. Okay. Lememra. The savi rabbanu yishmilu konos. You just told me that legabe a karban by a kainam, you are moil. It's like hegdish, and therefore you have to bring a karban. That means you hold that this is mi'ila. You consider a kainam hegdish. But tanya kikazu hegdish v'chala. If a person uses a lashon that this bread is hegdish, what's halacha? The whole world is asur. Beinu ben chaverei ma. Vicha chesh lepidyon. Since it's considered hegdish, you can redeem hegdish all the time. How do you redeem hegdish, Rabbi Isai? Give money to the Beis Hamikdash plus how much? A chaymesh. How much is a chaymesh? 25%. Who said 20? Wait. Nice. Okay. Now that's if he said this bread is hegdish. What if he says hikozu alai hegdish only for me alone? Then humal the chaver limal. In other words, it's not really hegdish. It's just considered hegdish for him. Lefichach en lo pidyon divrei Rabbi Meir. If it's not real hegdish, you can't redeem it. Says the Gemara. We're only going to go to the Mishnah. The Chacham Omrim beinu ben chaver limal. Chacham say no. There's no milah at all. Fisha ein miila be'koyin namas. There's no miila at be'koyin. So you see the Chacham hold it. There's no miila be'koyin. Before you said there is a miila. Says the Gemara epoch. Echad zeh v'echad zeh loimal fisha ein miila be'koyin namas divrei Meir. The Chacham humal the chaver loimal. Shkoyach gadol ma'oid. I need it. So Chachamim are consistent. Humal the chaver loimal. Says Gemara. Ihachi Remeir oimer konamis v'shvuos. Remeir said a second ago that koinim is like shvuah. That what? Not mitzdarf. El konamis is zruv lo mitzdarf. That just like a shvuah you can't be mitzdarf. That's the only problem. Hamila isbu. Okay, it can't be mitzdarf, but a koinim is considered a hegdish, and if it's considered a hegdish, there's miila. V'amer Remeir a miila b'konamis klal. But what do you do with Remeir who said there's no miila b'klal by a koinim? Baruch. Says the Gemara. No, you're right. Remeir himself holds there's no mi'ilah by a koinam. A koinam is a neder. There's no mi'ilah. It's not considered hegdish. It's at most something that I make it also for me, but it's not considered hegdish. So the Rebbe the Rabbanan Karmelu, he was talking to Chacham. Lididi mi'ilah b'koinam's klal. According to me, there's no mi'ilah at all by a koinam. You hold there is, but can you agree to me at least in this case? The koinam is kishvuos. The what? The two koinamas, two breads, are not mitzdarf, half a kazayis from here, half a kazayis here, to be mitzdarf to one achila. And Rabbanan said, Rabbanan Shvuos, ikad Rav Pinchas, the reason why by Shvuah it doesn't work is because of Rav Pinchas as far as that what? It's mechulik lechatos, therefore it's mechulik also to tzirov. Koinamas leked the Rav Pinchas. Anybody following me here, or just like, yeah? Yes. I'm not talking about inside, just understanding. Okay. Omar Rav, Gevaldik Gemaisa. Shvuah Shaloi Oichal. A person says, I swear that today I'm going on an intermittent fasting thing and I'm not going to eat. He got really hungry, so he started eating dirt. Potter. I forgot the name of I looked it up. It's PSGUIE something. I don't know. It's like some name. It's a condition that people eat dirt. In fact, I forgot the kid's name. There's a kid in Eretz Yisrael, a young kid who ate dirt, and his ganenet, she didn't know what to do. She went crazy, so she gave him a bunch of water, and the dirt expanded in his, and he died. So there's such a thing as people eating dirt. But what is dirt? Dirt is not edible. But people, it's conditioned. People think that they get the missing minerals, whatever it says, so they start eating dirt. But it's not food. So the question is, what is the shear for dirt? When a person says I won't eat and he eats dirt, it's not edible. So maybe it's a kolshu, or he's eating it. So it's a gezayis. Potter, Birevach. Shevuos Sheleimah For Bikama. What does it mean? How much? Even though how much maybe it means achila, because he said the word achila. So it's a kazayis. But it's not something that people typically eat. Who the inchi the cholshu? So the shear is kolshu. Teiku, I don't know. Birevach. Okay, so if you don't know that one, a person says I won't eat any grape seeds. What about grape seeds? Are they edible? Not really. But you eat them with grapes. By the way, there's a shaila in the Paiskim. Could you make kiddush on grapes that don't have seeds? Why? Because it says in the pasuk by Nazir, it says chartzanim, gefer chartzanim. So it seems like that there's a chartzan, there's grape seeds in a grape. You just came up with a grape, doesn't have. So what I saw once is that if it's a grape that typically has seeds, just they were able to figure out genetically how to remove the seeds, that's not a shaila. You're allowed to make kiddush on it. I'm talking about even grape juice, but a grape that never had a seed from Sheshis and Bereshis, I don't know how it grows then. There's no such thing, but that's what they said. Okay. So the question is, how about a person that says I won't eat grape seeds? Typically speaking, I don't really eat grape seeds. I don't know what people do. Usually they throw them, people spit them out. But let's say you eat it typically with a grape, so therefore by themselves it's not really an achila. People don't eat them b'chalal as is; they eat them with grapes. But as is not, so when this guy made a Shevuah, he meant even one grape seed. Teiku, and the story you have to wait until the Yanavi comes. Now a Nazir who's also midiraisa to drink wine and eat chartzan and grape seeds. What if he makes a Shevuah not to eat grape seeds? What's the shaila we learned? You can't add an oath onto something that the Torah already says you can't eat. So what do you do? Given the kazayis since it's already also to him with the kazayis kikom shtabo, so why did he swear? Obviously he didn't swear to say what the Torah said. He wanted to add to what the Torah said. So his shvuah was even on less than a kazayis, and therefore he should be chayiv even on a mashu, but maybe since he said the word achila, which is eating, typical achila is a kazayis. Tashma. Maybe I could prove it to you. And we had this chazar. A person swore that he won't eat. And instead of eating, he went ahead and he ate a cheeseburger. He ate chazer. Chayev. He's chayev for the shvuah. Forget the shkatz and he's chayev on the shvuah. Reb Shimon says not. We asked the question, am I chayev mishba Sinai? He didn't add anything with his shvuah. Why? Because he's already chayev from Har Sinai. Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yochanan the Amri, the koil dvarim mutarim in dvarim. So Mamash had this word for word yesterday. As you can see in this chart, hopefully by the way, tremendous shout out. I know we don't have time, but Hagar will tell you where it's due. The editors are working crazy overtime hours just to make it happen because of the lack of charts and the different videos put together and the crazy hours that we're sending it into them. So tremendous shkoyach to Kobe and to Ariel and to Shimi, all our editors, the 3 editors that we have. So hopefully they can put these little charts in as we go along. They know where to put it in. Says the Gemara. Toshma Shvuah Sheleimah. I said this, and there's a chart from yesterday. It says Isur Koilo, Isur Chal Isur B'Koilo. So over here, B'Koilo Dvarim Mutarim and Dvarim Asurim. He said, not only I won't eat a cheeseburger, but I won't drink this water, which is mutter. So since the Shevuos is chal on this water, then we take that Shevuah and we say, okay, it's already good. The Shevuah is a good Shevuah on this. Let's move it over to the cheeseburger as well, and then it will be chayiv on the cheeseburger too. We had this mamish word for word yesterday, so it's mamish chazar. Rosh says the only time food becomes aser is if you specify and say, I'll eat less than a shir and I'm chayiv, v'alibid rabbanan, or ibistam v'alibid Rabbi Kiva, or you don't have to say how much, because according to Rabbi Kiva, the Omar Adam Oyser Asmi B'chol Shu. The Rabbi Kiva says even a small amount. As the Gemara of an Avela, the Mushba Vayim Mar Sinai, who we're talking about a person that ate Nevelas, and you're telling me that he's chayiv for that, but he's also to eat an Avela because the Torah says he can't eat an Avela, nothing to do with the Shavuot. The same exact case as a grape seed for a Nazir. The time of the parish, it's only because he specified how much he's going to eat. Holy parish died like his eyes. And if he didn't specify, it's automatic like his eyes. Shema Mino, the Gemara says, amazing. Yeah, it's a good raya. Ella tifshet the boy Rava shvush lo yochel offer b'kama. So l'chayra now we have a right to what Rava asked all in the beginning. Rava asked, what if a person eats dirt? How much? And he swore he's not going to eat at all, and he ate dirt, which is not edible. Is it a kazayis or is it a mashu? Tifshet the ad kazayis. It has to be kazayis. Why? The nevela cover dami, because the nevela is literally like dirt. Just like you're not allowed to eat a nevela, you're not allowed to eat dirt. It's the same thing. So what's the Lamdasha answer to that? What's the difference? I'm asking you a question. Shmulik, not you. Shmulik, what is the difference between dirt and an nevela? Nevela you can't eat, and dirt you can't eat. What's the difference in Lamdas? What's the difference? Huh? Okay, better. What are you saying? What? Oh, nevela you could eat. Just the Torah doesn't let you eat it. Dirt you can't eat. It's not edible. It's two different things. So the Gemara says it beautifully. How does the Gemara say it? The Gemara says, Loi, offer lav barachilu klal. You can't eat dirt. So Mamela, maybe he meant less than a kazayis. It's not edible. So if it's not edible, he says, I won't eat it. He meant even one little piece of dirt. Nevela basachila. But a nevela you could eat. It's delicious. Just va'aryu the revi'alava. There's a lion not allowing you to eat it. Mamish. In Yonah the Yomer, a boy said, lion. Ah, nevela. We saw nevela today. We saw a lion today. Well, no. We saw it after Shkia. The lion. It's today. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, exactly. It was there. So, Rabbi said, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at mdydaf.com.